Hey guys, so it's the first time I came downtown, kind of downtown Richmond, where they was protesting and they put graffiti on monuments and they even tore down some monuments. And so I decided to get out and catch some footage myself. That's my daughter in front of me. But wow. Totally different. Totally different down here. Now we just be bringing people down here to see what happened in Richmond as far as the protests, everything. Interesting, right, huh?
I feel like I'm in New York. Richmond guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I was out here before. I just didn't come close to this one, but
Right.
I would say once I went to the peaceful protest that was held down there, we were heading back to our cars, and it was probably 9:30, 10 o'clock, and a whole other group of people were just starting their night shift to protest up and down Monument. So.
Okay. You can put your thing down if you want. Why nobody around us? Yeah, I want to see the other one that you saw as well. Wow. Oh, there go a picture of George Floyd right there. Right there in the cut. And a whole lot of other people. Lives that was taken unnecessarily. Necessary. This is some interesting times we're living in. Very. Yep. Back. Yeah, just early when I was talking about, black man being oppressed by the white man and black women being oppressed by the black man. I wasn't giving no excuses. I was just explaining sometimes that was the dynamics in a lot of homes of abuse because of that. The situation when you're unhappy. Just like people do it today now. They do it now.
Saying,
all right, she interrupt my conversation.
No, I'm
saying. Sometimes it was like that and didn't really know where to let out your anger. You had to keep your mouth shut, out in society when things was segregated. And then the only place you was free to open your mouth or share was at home. But unfortunately, sometimes you end up sharing the symptoms of your trauma, going through stuff, being oppressed. And you take it out on the people you love. That's just a dynamic that happens all of the time. It's just understanding that and then making the difference. That's why I get so excited when I see more of like black therapists and black psychologists in the field that, that black people can feel comfortable to go to and talk about their problems because we have a certain struggle and things that we have in common that we can relate to. And sometimes we feel somebody of another culture may not be able to relate to us and look at the whole picture. Look at the schisms within the system and all of that stuff that's causing us to feel like the root of a thing. And so I'm so glad there's more of us out there in the field. We need more men and we need more black men. Anyway, we're going to stay down here just a little bit more. Let her take some more pictures and then I don't know if there's another monument maybe down here. I'm like, this is why this is called Monument Avenue. Anyway, guys, we'll be back soon. That's our journey. Yeah, get a t-shirt from somewhere. Pull us off right there. Ooh. Okay, well, look, we didn't even know that was going to be our adventure for today. So that's like forever memorial. That site. A different type of memorial. What? Oh, these people out here. Oh, since Black Lives Matter on that house over there. Here, a couple of houses you'll see where it says, I don't know if you can see from here, but Some houses have the signs Black Lives Matter. Okay, let me get the keys and. Okay, go back now. Thank you. It is hot out here. 93, I think. Ooh, it's gonna be. If it isn't yet, it feels like it. Ooh, ooh, I'm sorry, I'm walking up. Some power to it. Right. That was very interesting. Today I was already fatigued. Well, that's what's happening here in Richmond, Virginia. How you feel, love?
Hi.
Say hi. Together, but okay.
But I'm glad that people get to see this, and even though I talk about how some black people who are racist and angry, and they feel like they're tired.
Right.
They feel like they're tired, they're stressed out, they're frustrated because of all of this, and look what they're doing to our poor monuments, and why such vulgar language? Well, why such vulgar language? And like, why were we treated the way we were? Because you guys thought that you were more important, you thought that you were better, you thought that we weren't worth anything, but we built the wealth that your families still have today. We've raised lives, like I said in previous posts, that will later on learn and be trained to dehumanize us. The same people that you're asking to raise your children and be there and clean your house and
breastfeed
it's
babies.
just really crazy when you think about wealth and how it is now, how hard it is to build your own wealth, or any people who have it in their family. But when you really think back to, like, we built that wealth,
Sure did.
without an option. We didn't have, our ancestors didn't have that choice. There was no choice. It was, you're going to do what you're told so that we can get rich.
Right.
And that's why it angers so many people, and they're really trying to get this message across. It's like, guys, we need to do that for us.
Right.
Because we're still doing that for everyone else.
Yes, exactly.
And we've been doing that.
Right. Exactly.
We didn't even know we were building other people's wealth, but that's what we were doing for so long, and getting what for it? Nothing. So it's, there's just a lot. It's a lot more to learn. It's a lot to remind yourself of. I can't say that a lot of things I'm hearing now I've never heard of. It's just, you go back to life and your everyday routine, other things that happen until something tragic happens, and it's like, okay, here we are again. But it's just an ongoing thing. And I think just this summer, this particular season, it was just a longer amount of time. There were more people. It was international, and it's gonna take that, because look how much it took just for someone to be arrested.
Right.
It took all that year just not getting arrested.
Right.
It's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
And when you're just talking about us, building our own wealth and everything, economics, there's a lot of restoring and healing that takes place within inside of us because of slavery. We have these distrust issues. You know what I'm saying? I know who's out to get us, scamming each other. All of us are not like that, but I understand where it comes from. Because, when you've been torn apart and separated, and one part made to feel better than the other, or even the differences when it comes to race and color and the different shades of black is so entrenched in us and so embedded. And so we're still healing and growing from that. So before we can even come together, we have to be healed from that stuff, because it's traumatizing. It has traumatized us as a culture. And so now we have these trust issues. And sometimes, unfortunately, some of us, because we were conditioned to believe that white was better, we sometimes see more value, in white-owned businesses or even people more than our own, because it was made to feel that way for a long time. So it's a conditioning. So you have to have that understanding before we start just going off on each other. You have to have the understanding that we need to heal emotionally and psychologically. We have to heal from that. Understand, okay, this comes from way back then when we were torn apart from each other, torn against each other. You go into a different plantation. It's just so embedded. I think I should turn here. Because I was going to go straight, but I said I'll just stay on the highway.
Oh, well then if we're heading to the highway, we can pray. Not
Well, Belvedere goes straight to the highway, 64 West.
Oh.
You know that one? I think I'm going the right direction. Am I going the wrong direction? But I'm on. One way Belvedere.
Oh, no, this is the street.
Yeah, you think if you still not on Belvedere?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
I said, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so it's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I think the first part is over here.
See the VMFA.
Okay, so we have to get that next time. Okay. This is a one-way, yep. Oh, I'm gonna cut down there. It's okay. Definitely on the highway. This is a street here, yep. Jackson Ward. This is a historical neighborhood that is being built back up. The only thing I don't like is there's a lot of gentrification going on down here too. So what's that going to do? Push out the black people, make everything so expensive that they can't afford to live in the neighborhood anymore. So it's going to push them out. What street is on again? Oh, you said via. Oh, it's on Monument, right? No. Yeah. Okay, just want to find
Continue
out
West
some
Bay
music.
Street for 3/4 of a mile.